Governance Guild, Grassroots Governance. Project Catalyst Fund 9, Governance Services Guild Tools, Closeout Report. Our project's details are as follows. Our proposal was part of the Fund 9, DAO's Love Cardano Challenge. We had a budget of $37,600. Our project started in October 2022 and completed in May 2023. Our project team consisted of Andre Diamond, Felix Weber, Jonathan Postnikoff, Miroslav Raj, Nadim Karam, Nori Nishigaya, Peter Wolcott, Stephen Wittenstall, Tevo Sachs, and Vanessa Kardui. We addressed the following challenge KPIs: the availability of toolsets and frameworks for DAO operations by producing project-based learning or PBL materials, the number of DAOs utilizing Cardano as their governance and management chain within a 6-month time frame by organizing as a DAO to deliver the PBLs, the number of communities actively engaged in collaboration using DAO tools by engaging communities with our grassroots governance events. Our tools are methods or experiments in different ways of working. Our main project aims were to implement Cardano governance services tools. We achieved this by setting up a governance guild, GitHub, Discord server, and DWork integration. We continue to develop and adapt our platforms and tools to suit new circumstances. In our weekly meetings, we administer learning content, identify potential collaborations, and organize community-based governance forum events. Our other aim was to document working processes as PBL materials, which we will discuss further in the next few slides. Over 6 months, we produced 4 detailed project-based learning modules about decision-making, developing a code of conduct, treasury management, and commissioning governance services. Nori Nishigaya produced a decision-making PBL that covered onboarding, different forms of decision-making, a deep dive into specific decision-making systems, and how to contribute to a governance guild curriculum. Jonathan Postnikoff produced a code of conduct for the Governance Guild. The process by which it was completed became a PBL that outlined our values, expected behaviors, conflicts of interest, as well as ejection and/or replacement of guild members. Miro and Andre of Treasury Guild produced a treasury management PBL that covers wallet management, key ownership, transaction metadata, the use of exchanges, accounting, invoices, and tax tools. Vanessa Kardui produced a commissioning governance services PBL that provides an introduction to commissioning, details of how to commission work from another organization, including how to define the commission, how to evaluate it, and how to write a memorandum of understanding. Our key achievements, in particular around collaboration and engagement, included evolution of PBL materials, community facilitation, onboarding, and use of our services. Evolution of project-based learning materials. Our partnership with Gimba Labs to collaborate on a project-based learning approach initially used the Canvas educational platform. As Gimba Labs pivoted to building its own Andamio platform, we archived our PBL materials in our Gitbook, making them publicly accessible to other community members. Community facilitation. Responding to the call-out from IOG, the Governance Guild stepped forward to facilitate community workshops, starting with a CIP 1694 swarm session in February 2023. We utilized the bounty concept as funding support for grassroots community forums held in July and August 2023. Our first forum focused on tooling to support decentralized communities and Singularity Net governance issues. Our second forum broadened its scope to discuss Cardano governance, from open corporation to digital nation, FOTREC, governance challenges and collaborative solutions, Singularity Net, and DREPS, a critique of representation based on traditional African paradigms, WADA, onboarding new consultant members. By December 2022, Tavo Sachs and Vanessa Cardui were onboarded onto the Governance Guild team. The onboarding of these new members provided valuable new perspectives, in-depth experience, and expanded our network of contacts. Use of Governance Guild services. Tavo Sachs used the decision-making process model PBL in the Singularity Net Ambassadors Program. Governance Guild supported Tavo's collaboration with the Singularity Net Ambassadors Program by providing match funding for further development of a DWork PBL module. Our members have also participated in hosting the Swarm Fund 10 Idea Fest. Key learnings: meeting facilitation and documentation. Rotating meeting facilitation and documentation is an awesome experience that introduces a more collaborative and encouraging culture. Our approach to not organize events until we had basic understanding of what it takes to produce PBL material served us well from hindsight. PBL materials are only as good as they are used. When there is reliance on other groups, the project may be delayed. Code of conduct. We learned it's sometimes much harder to hand off existing relations in a decentralized environment. To maintain the legitimacy and integrity of the Governance Guild, we took steps to ensure our actions were in line with our code of conduct and that decisions were transparent and well documented for both internal and external responses. We learnt that it is productive to have a balance between group and individual work, so that team members can pursue their own tasks in support of the group's aims. We use DWork effectively to enable us to track individual and more personal work. Examples of initiatives that came out of this approach include the production of Voltaire News, a collaborative newsletter about governance in Cardano. Adaptability. Another lesson learned is that it's necessary to pivot when needed. One example was with the Grassroots Governance Community Forums. Our original intent to onboard community members was hindered by Canvas no longer being used. Instead, we onboarded different community members by holding our forums. We used the monies set aside for bounties to pay facilitators and documenters. Next steps. Advancing community governance tooling on Andamio. We still intend to complete the PBL material development by continuing to work with Gimbalabs, but transition to their new educational platform, Andamio. Grassroots Governance Community Forums. Following the success of our first 2 Grassroots Governance Community Forums, we have decided to continue these events. Feedback during the first forums proved the value of hosting these events by bringing together diverse participants across Web3 and addressing broader governance challenges. Thank you for watching. Check out our closing report using the links below.